The General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon is an American single-engine supersonic multirole fighter aircraft, originally developed by General Dynamics for the United States Air Force. Designed as an air superiority day fighter, it evolved into a successful all-weather multirole aircraft, with over 4,600 built since 1976. The F-16's maneuverability and combat radius exceed that of all potential threat fighter aircraft. It can locate targets in all weather conditions and detect low-flying aircraft in radar ground clutter. The F-16 can fly more than 500 miles, deliver its weapons with superior accuracy, defend itself against enemy aircraft, and return to its starting point. An all-weather capability allows it to accurately deliver ordnance during non-visual bombing conditions. It is highly maneuverable and has proven itself in air-to-air combat and air-to-surface attack. It provides a relatively low-cost, high-performance weapon system for the United States and allied nations. More than 3,000 F-16 fighters are currently operational worldwide. History and background. The F-16 was first developed as a lightweight air-to-air combat aircraft after the Vietnam War for the United States Air Force. The initial prototype, known as the YF-16, faced off against Northrop Grumman's YF-17 in early 1974. As the competition between the two aircraft began to heat up, several other NATO allies became interested. Belgium, Denmark, Netherlands, and Norway reached an agreement with the United States called the Multinational Fighter Program Group, or MFPG. This agreement shifted the contract to develop a multirole aircraft capable of air-to-air combat and performing as a bomber. The competition was known as the Air Combat Fighter, or ACF competition. The YF-16 was selected as the winner of the ACF in January 1975. General Dynamics would immediately begin aircraft production in Fort Worth, Texas. The first F-16A variant was completed in October 1976 and flew later that year. It was delivered to the USF in January 1979, before beginning its operational service in October 1980. Design, features, and capabilities. The F-16 is 49 feet long and has a wingspan of 31 feet. With a typical combat load, it weighs approximately 23,000 pounds. The aircraft was designed to be relatively cheap to build and simpler to maintain than earlier generation fighters. The airframe is built with about 80% aviation-grade aluminum alloys, 8% steel, 3% composites, and 1.5% titanium. The leading-edge flaps, stabilators, and ventral fins make use of bonded aluminum honeycomb structures and graphite epoxy lamination coatings. The number of lubrication points, fuel line connections, and replaceable modules is significantly lower than preceding fighters. 80% of the access panels can be accessed without stands. The F-16 is much smaller and lighter than its predecessors, but uses advanced aerodynamics and avionics, including the first use of a fly-by-wire flight control system, to achieve enhanced maneuver performance. Highly agile, it was the first fighter aircraft purpose-built to pull 9G maneuvers and can reach a maximum speed of over Mach 2. The F-15 used the Joint Helmet-Mounted Cueing System, where helmet projects all kinds of information in front of the eyes of the pilot. This way, he no longer has to look into the cockpit to find his speed, height, and weapon parameters. The helmet also allows other systems such as the radar, camera, and missiles to follow the pilot's head movements. Weapons and armament. The F-16 is a multi-role fighter aircraft. This means that the aircraft can perform both air combat and precision bombing. The aircraft has 9 hardpoints for weapons payloads, 1 at each wingtip, 3 under each wing, and 1 centerline under the fuselage. Early F-16s could be armed with up to 6 AIM-9 Sidewinder heat-seeking short-range air-to-air missiles, as well as radar-guided AIM-7 Sparrow medium-range AIMs in a weapons mix. More recent versions support the AIM-120 AMRAAM, and U.S. aircraft often mount that missile on their wingtips to reduce wing flutter. The aircraft can carry various other AIMs, a wide variety of air-to-ground missiles, rockets or bombs, or weapons pods. The F-16 carries a 20mm M61A1 Vulcan cannon, which is mounted inside the fuselage to the left of the cockpit. Engines and performance. The aircraft is powered by a single engine, the General Electric F-110GE-129 or Pratt & Whitney F-100 PW229, which, with afterburning, can generate 23,000 to 29,000 pounds of thrust, accelerating the aircraft to more than twice the speed of sound. The fighter jet has an empty weight of 9,000 kilograms and reaches a top speed of Mach 2, or about 2,100 kilometers per hour. Cockpit and avionics. The cockpit and its bubble canopy give the pilot unobstructed forward and upward vision and greatly improve vision over the side and to the rear. The seat back angle was expanded from the usual 13 degrees to 30 degrees, increasing pilot comfort and gravity force tolerance. The pilot has excellent flight control of the F-16 through its fly-by-wire system. Electrical wires relay commands, replacing the usual cables and linkage controls. For easy and accurate control of the aircraft during high G-force combat maneuvers, a side stick controller is used instead of the conventional center-mounted stick. Avionics systems include a highly accurate enhanced global positioning and inertial navigation systems, or EGI, in which computers provide steering information to the pilot. The plane has UHF and VHF radios, plus an instrument landing system. It also has a warning system and modular countermeasure pods to be used against airborne or surface electronic threats. The fuselage has space for additional avionics systems. The F-16 has a great service record, and variants have been regularly upgraded with better avionics, radar, and weapons. It has served for an incredibly long time, used by various nations, and dominated the air for decades. It is fair to say that the F-16 is one of the best fighter jet in history.